All right, great. All right, so come to a comfortable seat, whether you're in your chair or on the floor. And as I said, if you're in the chair, you may want a block off to the side. If you can, take off socks so you can have your feet connecting with the floor, and do what you need to do to be settled in your seat. Make sure if you're in the chair that you're moving away from the back of the chair and actually using your muscles to sit up tall rather than relying on the chair to do that. Right. Roll shoulders back a little bit so we can open up through our heart space. And then softening your gaze, begin by checking in. Right. What are you bringing with you onto your mat this morning? What needs your immediate attention and you'll need to pay attention to as you begin to move? And what can you set aside? Are there thoughts, worries, problems you're chewing on mentally that you can set aside, knowing that internally your subconscious mind will continue to work on those things? And our mantra for today is, I carry steadiness within me. So I invite you to bring your hands to your low belly, just around your belly button or slightly below. And breathing in to the belly, allowing the belly to expand. Feel a sense of steadiness here at your center and your core. That you carry that steadiness with you. It's there. And often what happens is when we're not tuned in to our gut and we get caught up in the mind stuff, as it's called in yoga, that we lose our steadiness when we get pulled by all those different thoughts. So the invitation this morning is to come back to that steadiness that you carry within you and connect to that. And take one more deep breath, and then softly opening your gaze downward. We're going to invite in some more of that steadiness. So as you inhale, lift your arms, elbows can stay nice and bent. You can lift your gaze. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back to your belly, inviting that steadiness in, affirming that it's there. And we'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, lift your arms, lift your gaze, and exhale. See if you can switch which hand comes on top. And 1 more time. Lifting and coming back, steadiness within. Nice. Releasing your hands to your knees or your thighs. Inhale your shoulders up towards your ears. Roll them back and down. And again, bring them up, back, and down. And 1 more time. Up, back, and down. So releasing any stress. Then we're going to inhale, our arms reach up overhead. Right? Lengthen through the sides of your torso, and exhale, turn your palms away and lower them back down. Excuse me, I'm a little froggy this morning. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, lower down. This last time we're going to come into a little bit of a shoulder stretch. So inhale, reach up. I want you to bend your right elbow, and you can either bring your left hand to the elbow or to the underarm to support it. So the idea is we're trying to get the elbow up towards the ceiling as much as your shoulder will allow. Breathe here and feel that stretch under the arm into the shoulder. And then with our next breath, we're going to release the left hand, reach that arm up, and then take it around to the side and behind you so the back of the hand will come to your back. And you're going to reach with your left hand and grab the wrist. So we're pulling the hand towards the left. Good. And now turn your head towards your hand to the left. And notice the little bit of stretching and opening in your neck. Again, being steady through our center. And as you take your next exhale, dip your chin as if you were looking down towards the floor. Feel the little bit of stretch there in your neck. And then I invite you in this position to just take a tiny no nod, side to side. Come to stillness. Lift your chin so now you're looking directly over the shoulder and come back to center. And before we release that arm, now tilt your head towards that left hand and feel a different stretch in your neck. Nice and steady. Lift your head, and we're going to release that arm and lift both arms overhead and stretch up. This time you're going to bend your left elbow and your hand can come to the elbow or to the lower part of the arm to support it. Right? The idea is we're trying to lift that elbow, stretch here in this underarm area, doing the best that you can. And breathe. Good. And then releasing the arm, we're going to reach it up and around and back so the back of the hand will turn, and I'm going to grab with my right hand and pull it to the right so the shoulder is pulled back, and then turn your head to the right and pause in steadiness. Good. Start to drop your gaze downward, whatever amount you can, so you'll feel a stretch in the left side of the neck, down into the shoulder and the collarbones. And then take that tiny no side to side. Let your head come to stillness. Lift your chin and then turn your head back forward and then tilt your head to the side. So different stretch. And breathe here. Head comes up to center. Release your arms. Let's reach them up one more time. And exhale, bring them down to the floor. And again, roll your shoulders back. Nice. Okay, before we move over onto hands and knees, bring your hands to your thighs. Let's come into just an easy twist. So inhaling at center, gently twist to your right. Hands can slide along your legs. And then come back to center and twist to the other side. And back to center. Let's do one more to each side. It's a gentle twist. Center and to the left. Good. If you're on the floor, you'll want to bring your hands behind you so you can lean back and stretch your legs forward. If you're in the chair, you might need to sit back in the chair so you can extend both legs forward and bring some movement into your ankles after we've been sitting. Circles, point flex. This is just a gentle interlude because we're going to come to hands and knees. And if you're working on the chair, I'm going to suggest you come and stand with your hands on the seat of the chair. So take time to transition. Move your props out of the way. If you're working with the chair, you're going to come into a hands and knee position here. Good. And we're going to start with cat-cow on our hands and knees. So if you're working with the chair, it might be more comfortable to hold the sides of the chair. Make sure you step back far enough so you have some space. And we're going to inhale here and lift the chest so the belly will descend towards the floor. And then exhale, press up through the spine, hollow out the belly as chin moves towards your chest. So inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Try not to strain the neck. And exhale, round up. So we're practicing that steadiness, nice, slow, steady, deliberate movements. Let's do two more of these. And then come back to neutral spine. If you're working in the chair, you're going to step your left foot forward, but we're all going to take our right foot back, toes on the floor, and do a little rocking forward and back so we start to get a stretch into the calf and the hamstring. Good. And then coming to stillness, rotate that right heel to the floor. And you're going to have one hand on the floor. The right arm's going to lift up to the sky as we come into kind of a side plank. Okay. So Susan, if you want to do the left side so you can see me, that would make life a little easier for you. Good. If you'd like, then you could take that right arm and reach it overhead. So you feel that big side stretch, nice and steady. Good. And now take your hand back to the floor, bring your knee back in, and come into down dog. So if you're working with the chair, you'll need to step back into down dog. Great job. And then bringing your knees back down the floor, stepping into your chair. We're going to work the other side now. So from tabletop, the left foot will come back, toes curled under, pressing back into your heel, maybe rocking forward and back just a tiny bit. Good. And then coming to stillness, you're going to rotate your heel to the floor so that you can lift your left arm so you're balanced on your left knee and left hand. So it's a side plank. Yep, same thing if you're in the chair. You can. I know there's lots of balance work. And then if you feel comfortable, taking your arm overhead so we elongate through the whole side. Good. And then return your hand to the floor and make your way into downward facing dog. So right with the chair, you're going to have to step back. And spend a moment or two in down dog, pedaling your feet. Good. And from here, we're going to come to standing. So start to walk your feet forward towards the chair, your hands towards your feet. Take a moment to hang in Uttanasana. So if you're working with the chair, your hands will be on the chair. And then bringing your hands to your shins, start to walk your hands up your thighs all the way up till you come up to standing. Good. And once you're standing, shake things out. Move a little, right? Sometimes empty coat sleeves feels good. So just find that movement for yourself. Good. And then let's make our way to mountain pose. You can bring your hands to that low belly again. Just remind yourself, I carry steadiness within me. Right? I carry the steadiness. It's there. And connect with that steadiness to help you with whatever lies ahead in this day or the rest of your week. All right. So let's work with a little standing warm up to get our bodies moving. So I want you to take your hands in front of you as if you're holding a ball or a globe. And we're going to inhale and start to lift that globe forward. Arms are straight. You got a slight bend in your elbows. And lifting it up to whatever place works for you overhead. And then exhale, lower it back down. So our gaze is at that imaginary ball. We're going to do that again. So nice and steady. Right? Tapping into that steadiness within us. And exhale, lower it down. This next time we bring it up, we're going to take it into a little side sway. So as you lift it up again, inhaling, I want you to sway side to side. We've done all that opening in the side body. And then coming back to center, we're going to go into a figure eight. So start to take it down to your right. Bend your knees. You take it down behind you, up and over, and then down to the left side. So we're making a big figure eight or infinity sign, if that image works better for you. And just let this flow. Right? There can be steadiness in a flow. Steadiness doesn't always mean stillness, and we know that life doesn't keep us still, that there's always change happening. We're always adapting. But it's that inner steadiness that helps us adapt. When you finish the next time on the left side, bring your arms overhead, and then as if a blessing, just press your palms down, bringing that sense of steadiness into your body, and release your arms by your side and take a moment here. I carry steadiness within me. Good. We're going to move into a dynamic mountain pose. So you're welcome to take the arms forward or out to the side. I'm going to do out to the side today. We're going to be lifting the heels if you're able. So if you want a chair in front of you so you can have one hand on the chair and lift only one arm to help with balance, please do that. So finding a nice tall mountain pose. On an inhale, lift your arms, lift your heels. Pause. And exhale, lower your heels, lower your arms. So nice and steady and even. And we're going to do that again. Inhale, lift up. Pause, find the steadiness here. And exhale, lower it back down. Let's do two more. Inhale, reach up. See if you can pause a little longer. And then lower it back down. Great job. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Pause, stay long as you can. and let it go. Great balancing today. Good. Roll out your shoulders. Excellent. And we're going to turn to the top of our mat and move into a warrior one, warrior two sequence. So coming to the top of your mat, if you want the chair in front of you for support, it's always a good idea, right, to have the back of the chair towards you if you need it. So starting in mountain pose, we'll bring your hands to the heart center, right, connecting to steadiness of heart. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, release your arms, reach out to the side and up. And then exhale, bring your arms down. And if you need to bring them to the chair, you can, or you can bring them back to heart. And take the leg closest to me back into a warrior one. So I'm going to start with the hands at the heart. Bend your front knee and then reach your arms forward and up. Gaze can be slightly upward. We're now going to open out towards that back leg. So we're going to open into a warrior two. Yeah, good. And now sweep that right arm forward, so arms are directly from the chest, and you're going to lift up again into warrior one. Or open our arms again into warrior two. This is a flow we've done before, but not for a while. And then sweep that right arm forward again and lift up. Inhale, lengthen, and this time open. This time we're going to stay. So you may feel you need to adjust your back foot a little bit as you come and stay in a warrior two, and find steadiness here. Deep bend in that front knee, arms reaching forward, gaze steady over your fingertips. From here, we're going to move into side angle. So bring your back arm to your shoulder, and your front arm can either come to the side of the chair or to your knee. And try and draw that shoulder back and open up through your chest. Nice. Breathe here, nice and steady. Now you're going to straighten that front knee, extending your hand out, and reach the hand on your shoulder up to the ceiling. Come into a triangle. You can always hold the chair. So both legs are straight here. On your inhale, pull yourself up to center, bend your front knee, so back to warrior two. I'm going to take that back arm, sweep it forward, and then step forward as you lift the arms up overhead, and then release them by your side and come back to prayer at heart center. Nice. We're going to do the other side. So I'm going to turn my chair so my back isn't towards you. If that would help you to reorient yourself, you're certainly welcome to do that. So it's the leg closest to your screen that's going to be moving back, right, regardless. So start with hands at heart center. Nice, steady, even flow. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, release your arms, reach up, reach your gaze steady. Exhale, arms release. You can either hold the chair or bring them back to heart center. And now take that opposite leg back. And take a moment to find the warrior one stance. Then reach your arms forward and up. Nice and steady, belly strong. We're going to take the arm closest to me, right towards that back, and open up into warrior two. Nice job. And then sweep that arm forward and lift both arms up overhead. Open out into warrior two. Nice work, and come forward. This is our last one. We'll stay this time. So reach up and open into warrior two. You might have to adjust your back foot a little bit, so feel free to make those adjustments. Reach through your fingertips. Strong bend in your front knee. Looking over those front fingertips. Strong, steady gaze. I carry steadiness within me. Find the steadiness here. Bringing now your back hand to your shoulder. Your forearm can come to your thigh or to the back of your chair, whichever works best for you. Try and draw that shoulder back. Be strong and steady in both legs. Try not to let your head dip, but to keep it in line with your spine. Good. And now we're going to extend this arm up to the sky, straighten our front knee, and reach the arms away. We come into triangle. Nice job. Good. Use this hand that's up to the sky to bring yourself up to center and bend your front knee. Come back through warrior two. Good. Sweep that back arm forward. You might have to adjust your back foot. And then as you step forward, lift the arms up overhead. Release them out to the side. And come back, prayer at heart center. And pause here. Right? Finding steadiness. I carry that steadiness within me. Good. Release your hands, and we're going to come into a balance pose. So if you need a chair or a wall for balance, please do so. Since my chair is already here, I'm just going to use it. And we're going to step the right foot in front of the left so that the heel is just in front of the toes. They might graze. Right? And so this is the balance. Right? This can be an awkward place to be. If you're using the chair, you might tap the back of the chair. If you're not using a chair, right, you can use your arms in whatever way would be helpful. And if this feels like, okay, where's the challenge, which might be true for some people, if you want to add a little bit more challenge, you can lift up onto the balls of your feet so that you're balancing more on your toes. So that adds the next level of challenge if you need it. Good. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then if your heels are up, lower them down and step out of the pose and shake out that standing leg, that left leg. All right, we're going to do the other side so you can keep your chair right where it is. So this time the left foot will step in front. If you need to hold the chair and do the tapping, please do that. Right? If you can have your arms out to the side. If you're feeling steady and you want to lift the heels and come to the balls of feet. So I'm adding on each time. You don't have to add on just because I did. One more breath here. Nice balancing this morning. And then if your heels are up, lower them down and release your legs, shake out. So if you have a chair, you might step into a standing downward facing dog, or you can do a little empty coat sleeve. Standing down dog looks like this for anyone who cares to do that. All right. Excellent. And we're going to make our way back down onto hands and knees. So if you're working in the chair this morning, you'd like to come to seated, please go ahead and do that. So we're going to come into a table child down dog flow. So on the floor, we'll start in table, like hands and knees. Inhale, lengthen the sternum forward, and exhale, draw your belly and draw your elbows and forearms to the mat. And then inhale, come up through table, curl your toes under, and lift up into downward facing dog. And then release your knees to the mat. So if you're in the chair, right, as you exhale, you're going to round your spine, hips back towards heels. Inhale, lengthen into tabletop, and then exhale, downward facing dog. So we lift the arms and stretch the legs away. Good. Release your knees to the floor, come back to table. We'll do it 2 more times, moving to child's pose. Inhale, table. Exhale, down dog. Great job. Release to table. Back to child's pose. This is our last one. Inhale, tabletop. And downward facing dog. Take a moment here, pedal your feet, stretch in whatever way that you like. Good. And then releasing your knees to the mat, taking hips back towards your heels, pause there. So we'll just come into a seated mountain in the chair. And then lifting your head, I invite you to come to seated on your mat with legs extended forward. This is where you want your block if you're in the chair, and I would take it to the mid-level. We're going to do a seated twist. So if you're on the floor, I recommend sitting on a folded blanket or a cushion of some kind. Right. So legs are going to be extended forward. If you're in the chair, you're going to bring your right foot onto the block. Okay. If you're on the floor, you'll just bend that right knee. Okay. And try and hug it in. Try and sit up nice and tall. Find the steadiness here. Good. We're going to use your left arm to hold that knee, and then we're going to inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist, and your right hand can come right behind your spine. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So if you're in the chair, right, I'm just twisting. So I carry steadiness within me. Find the steadiness here. We need that steadiness in times of difficulty or transition. Take one more inhale, and as you exhale, slowly unwind, come forward. You can extend both legs, shake them out. We're going to go to the other side, so you might need to move your block in order to do that. So bending, now left knee in, hug it in first, sit up nice and tall. Then you're going to wrap your right arm around it best you can. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twist. So left hand will come behind you, support. And don't worry about how deep the twist is. Just let your body guide you. Some days there's lots of mobility in the spine, and other days, because of things we've done or how much we're hydrated from the day before, that can change. So find steadiness here. We'll take one more full breath. And as you exhale, slowly unwind, come forward, stretch out your legs, shake them out. And then if you're on the floor, I invite you to come onto your back. You might want the blanket for underneath your head. And you're going to bring your knees into your chest. So if you're in the chair, bring your chest forward, come into some Sufi circles. If you're on your back, right, do some rocking. And then circle your knees in one direction. If you're doing Sufi circles, you might want to change directions. And then circle your knees the other way if you're on your back. And hug the knees in one more time. Come to stillness at center. And then release your feet one at a time to the floor. Pause here, feeling that steadiness that you carry with you. And then begin to stretch out for Shavasana. If you're in the chair, you can stay in the chair or move to another space that works for you. I'm going to come up to seated. So find that comfortable place for relaxation. Soften your gaze. Call for yourself as you settle in here, times when you've had to be steady and grounded, where you've been the rock in the midst of crisis or change for your family, your partner, a friend. And it's okay when we have moments where we're unsteady or our world feels shaken. Know that that steadiness is within you. You can always return to it as needed. So find stillness, get grounded. Take one more breath here. And then as you're ready, begin to stretch and move. Trying to make that movement and transition as you make your way to seated in your time. There's no hurry, right? But to keep that sense of quiet steadiness within. When you do make your way back to a comfortable seat, your hands can continue to rest on your thighs, or if you want to bring them to your belly or some other place that helps you connect to that inner steadiness, I invite you to just soften your gaze, come into a moment of quiet reflection. As we come to the end of our practice today, I'd like you to take a moment to notice how you feel in your body. Notice the steadiness of your breath, the quiet strength in your muscles, and the calm that comes from moving with awareness and mindfulness. Over time, each practice, each small movement, each steady breath help cultivate a sense of resilience and balance and steadiness within you. Let this be a reminder today. The steadiness you practice here doesn't stay on the mat. It travels with you into your life, into how you stand, how you walk, how you do the dishes, how you interact with your loved ones. Remember that you carry steadiness within you. Now bringing hands in front of your heart, I thank you for your time, for your attention, for being here as part of this community. It has been a great honor and privilege to practice with you, to share the practices of yoga, and to learn from you along the way. You are teachers as much as I am. You've taught me much, and for that I am immensely grateful. I pray that as we step from our mats today, that you be filled with peace and with joy, with love and with the light of hope and truth and thanksgiving. And so it is with enormous gratitude that I bow to each of you, honoring you and expressing my gratitude for your presence in my life. Namaste.